Hello, Site 230. My name is Samuel Derone, and I live in Tucson, Arizona, and this has got to be my 15th time recording this video. I really wish this is something we could do in sacrament meeting if we were off to a bad start. This is a nice little tool in that I can actually press stop, delete, and replay. I've chosen HTML5 video because I thought it'd be pretty interesting. I do like taking videos and uploading them onto social media. This lesson has actually taught me a little bit more on how that is done, or some of the processes that can be used to actually make it more enjoyable for the user. This class itself has actually been kind of challenging for me, but given the material that I've just been through, it actually makes it look quite simple. Going into it, in the early 2000s to about 2010, multimedia content has always depended on third-party software, some of those being QuickTime, Real Player, and Silverlight, and the most popular is Adobe Flash Player. But up until that point, HTML hasn't had a standard way to place video. HTML5 has actually introduced an easier way to input video without using a third-party software. This has actually simplified the process quite a bit. There's no need for third-party software, and you can actually put in quite a few attributes to actually simplify your video and make the process a whole lot more enjoyable. So, without further ado, making the process as simple as possible, you'll see it starts with the opening video attribute, and then much like adding images, only you're adding video, you will add the description of the video within the opening tag and then close the video tag. Just like it says here, you can also add attributes like height and width, although they are not needed to play the video. I've actually prepared a sample here. Here we see this is in W3 Schools, which has actually been a lot of help for me. We'll see a simple HTML with the opening doc type, the HTML, the body, and then we'll actually add the video opening tag, the src, and then the video type, which this one happens to be an MP4, and then we will go ahead and click run. Now, as this code stands, we are only given a opening image, only because there is no controls. So we can actually apply controls by adding the word controls. And if we run this, we will then be able to press play along with the time of the video and the duration of the video, the mute and the volume control, and the return to small video. So let's go ahead and press play and enjoy this video. Like I said, without the controls, you're unable to view the actual video. Different browsers will supply a different control set. However, most of them are pretty much formatted pretty much the same way. All of them will include the play, the sound, the mute, and then the return to large or small screen. If we go back to our example here, you can see a much more detailed entry of video. And in doing so, you help the browser load your video content quicker and easier. As I said, the width is not exactly needed, but in doing so, you make the process much more simpler. Again, you'll have the controls, and then you'll supply the source of the video, the format, and then the type of video you're going to view. Not all browsers will support HTML5, and if it doesn't, you're going to receive a rather nasty little blurb saying your browser does not support HTML5, and nobody likes to see that. So if we run this, press play, and we're able to watch the same video again. Continuing along with the attributes, several of the ones that are more popular: the autoplay, the looped, the preload, which actually helps the browser load most of the content, loads it automatically, doesn't give any special instructions, and the poster will supply a brief picture of the opening scene in the video. The muted is quite nice, where most viewers prefer to open a video in the muted fashion. That way it makes viewing a lot more pleasant. Let's go back here, getting ahead of myself. I've actually prepared another example here. And going back to the W3 schools, we can actually see how these controls actually work. If we were to go in here and add auto play, excuse my typing, and run this program, it would run the program automatically for us. In the same fashion, if we add the command loop and run this program, and it'll just completely play over and over and over again. If we add the command poster and run this program, we receive an opening scene, and then the viewer will actually press play. And the one that's most popular, muted, and we run this one, and it plays muted until we decide to add the sound, which makes it a whole lot more enjoyable for those people who are viewing videos in the office. Haha. Going back to the added information, most browsers don't always support different types of different formats. So to achieve the full support, we need to find out and add as much information as possible about the video formats. Different formats can be more popular than others. Looking at this slide here, we can see that there are 3 supported formats: MP4, WebM, and org. Most browsers will support MP4. As you see, the rest of them gets fewer and fewer. At the bottom, we'll see the video formats, the WebM, and the media types. this has been one of those lessons that has actually been pretty easy for me. Going back to the attributes, there are plenty of other commands and attributes that you can add to make the process go smoother, but I think you'll find that adding video is no longer as difficult as we may have thought it would be. Thank you.